Hey guys, it's Bella and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an incredible day today. In today's video, I figured I would do a no makeup look because it has been my absolute go-to look lately. I have been obsessed with it, so I thought I would do a video on it. And I also thought I would do it in all natural lighting so you guys can really see what the makeup looks like. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I'm gonna start off by pinning these big old bangs back. First things first, in a no makeup look, I think the most important thing is prepping your skin with skincare, making it very nice and glowy and luminous, and just giving your skin some life because we're not going to be putting a whole lot of makeup on. So I'm first going to go in with this face mask from Frank Body. It is the Brightening Vitamin C mask, which I have been loving lately. I use it specifically for my hyperpigmentation because I really struggle with that in my skin. It has 3 types of acids in it: glycolic, salicylic, and lactic acids, which help to dissolve the top layer of like dull, damaged skin, and also helps to clear out your pores and any congestion that you may be having. This mask helps to brighten your skin. It helps to clear any breakouts that you're having. It hydrates your skin. It's specifically targeted for hyperpigmentation, scarring, fine lines, and brightening your skin. So not only is it going to make your skin look really supple and plump and glowy, but it's also helping your skin at the same time. It is completely vegan, it's natural, it's affordable too. It's only like 20 bucks, which I think is amazing, and it lasts forever. I've had this one for months now. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on and start prepping my skin now, but I do just want to say a massive thank you to Frank Body for sponsoring this video. I've been obsessed with them forever and ever and ever. You guys know this, so I'm always very excited when I get to work with them. I have already cleansed my skin, so I'm going to get a nice thick layer of this. Just rub it in circular motions over the skin for about 30 seconds. And now I'm going to leave that on for 5 to 10 minutes, wash it off, and then I'll be back. I've just gone ahead and washed the mask off, and this is how my skin is looking. I feel like I'm actually glowing. My skin is so bright and supple. And now I'm going to go in with my moisturizer. I always take my moisturizer on my neck and the back of my hands as well. And of course, sunscreen. I mean, sunscreen you should be wearing every day, but particularly if you wear this mask in the morning, you definitely want to make sure that you're popping sunscreen on. And of course, lip balm for those nice supple lips. I'm using the Frank Body lip tint in the shade Send Nudes. Lip tints are perfect for a no makeup look. Alright, so let's get started on the makeup. So first thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows, and I'm going to do some little soap brows to make them nice and natural and fluffy because I'm not going to be putting any product in them. You could also use a brow gel or a tinted brow gel as well. I'm going to grab my soap and some setting spray and just wet that. And then I'm going to take a spoolie, get it right up in that soap, and just brush it through my brows. I'm not very good at soap brows and like making them look nice, but I still like the fluffy effect that I get. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some tinted moisturizer. This is the Laura Mercier one in the shade Sand. Alternatively, you could also use a tinted sunscreen, which is what I would normally do, but I'm allowed at the moment. And I'm gonna pop this on with my fingers to give it the most natural effect. I'm just pressing it in with the warmth of my hands to really make sure it's blended into the skin. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with my RMS Beauty Uncover Up. This one is in the shade 33. And again, I'm just gonna do this with my finger. Just gonna highlight here to lift, and here to cover these bloody bags. Oh my god, and while I'm here, I thought I would tell you a funny story about one of my old neighbors that I had at my previous house, the house before this one. It was like this funny old man and he was like really obsessed with bins. I need to draw you guys a diagram so that you can understand this. Give me 1 second. Here's my diagram. Let's see if I can make this make sense. So we lived in a townhouse, and this was the entrance to our little townhouse complex down here. You would drive in, there would be a garage, someone's door, a garage, someone's door on this side. Then on this side, there's a little entrance, a little private courtyard entrance walkway, if you will, into our townhouse. Then our garage, then our neighbor who also had a little walkway, entrance, courtyard thing of their own, and their garage. Does that make sense? I hope so. So this, our entry, it was like gated here so you couldn't see in any way, but we also had bushes here, a hedge, I don't know what to call it. And then on this side, this is our door, and then on this side we had our 2 bins that we would leave there because our garage was connected to our house and it would smell our house out if we left them in the garage. It was just kind of gross, so we just opted to leave them there. And you could not see these 2 bins from the street or from the entrance of the townhouse little complex. Okay, let me just put a little bit more of this on. I'm just gonna put on any little discoloration or blemishes that I have at the moment. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and put blush on. This one is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Petal Poppin'. Again, just with my fingers. Just on like the apples of my cheeks. I also like to put it up here a bit so it just kind of like gives me a bit of a lift. So anyway, one day I'm in my garage, I'm in my car because I'm leaving to go out, and this like random old man just comes into the garage and stands next to my car. And I was like so confused, but I like got out of the car. I was like, hi, can I help you? Doesn't say anything. He just says, are they your bins out there? And I was like, yeah, they are. I'm Bella, it's nice to meet you. We've just recently moved in. Doesn't respond to that at all. Doesn't say, you know, nice to meet you, how are you liking the place? Doesn't introduce himself, nothing. Just says, can you please put them in your garage? And like on top of this, the bin day was like the very next day. So they were like full and kind of stinky. So I was like, oh yeah, they're just out there at the moment because bin day is tomorrow, and they just kind of was smelling out the entryway to the house. And he's like, you need to put them in your garage. And I was like, okay, I'm just going out right now, so I'll have a look at it when I get home. And then he literally didn't say anything, didn't say goodbye, didn't say nice to meet you, nothing, just left. And I was like, okay, what the heck? And then nothing happened. We put the bins like in our garage for a little while, but then a couple days before bin day, we ended up putting them back in our little courtyard because they were smelling again. And then we didn't really hear anything about it until a little while later. Kerry and I were leaving, and Kerry is like a very, very non-confrontational person, like very non-confrontational person. Like when we were disputing our bond, if you guys remember that, Kerry was literally like, maybe we should just give them the bond so we don't have to like go to court and whatever. Very non-confrontational. But we both agreed that when the bins were smelly, it was best to just put them in our courtyard. You know, you couldn't see them from outside anyway. I'm just gonna take my Mecca Cosmetica Lit From Within highlighter now and just put a really small amount just on the high points of my face. Cheekbones, nose, maybe a little bit in the inner corner of the eyes too, and also under my brows. So anyway, Kerry and I were leaving to go out together, and as we were doing so, he was outside like cleaning his mailbox, which seemed to be something that he did like every week. He would like get spray and wipe and like clean his mailbox, I'm not sure, like really often. Anyway, as we're leaving, we give him a wave and he gets up and he's like, stop, stop, stop. So we stop. I'm just going in with the tiniest bit of powder. I do not want this look to get powdery or cakey or noticeable, but I really just want to set under my eyes and just these little bits here that I tend to get a little bit too glowy, oily. So we stop, we roll the window down, we're like, hi, how are you doing? And then he just gets into it. He's like, I told you to put your bins in your garage. And I was like, oh, you know, we've just decided to leave them in our courtyard for now because they were smelling out our entryway. Every time we would open the door, some of the smell would seep through. so we just found it more convenient to leave them there. And he was like, they look disgusting. Anyone looking from the street view is going to see them and think that this whole complex is disgusting. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure the hedges make it so that you can't see them. I looked around from the car. I was like, I can't even see them from here inside the driveway. And he was like, well, I can see them from my balcony, which was the funniest thing to me because his balcony, he had like all these fake hedgings up that were like probably taller than me. So in order for him to see our bins, he would have to go through his shrubs, which were completely surrounding his balcony, and look directly down from his balcony, if that makes sense. Which is like, why would you do that? And I was like, oh, you know, I'm really sorry. It's just more convenient for us. Anyway, we were sat there for like 10 minutes. I don't even remember really what was said in the whole conversation. There was just like a bit of yelling between him, and then we ended up getting heated too. Even Kerry, who hates confrontation, was like what's the deal here? Like even Kerry was getting heated at this guy. I wish I could remember the whole conversation. And then I'm gonna curl my lashes and go in with just the slightest bit of mascara right at the bottom of the lashes just to give them some lift. So anyway, he starts getting really heated. He starts asking like who our agent is, and we were like, what do you mean? Like it doesn't really matter. He's like, I'm gonna complain to your agent. We were like, okay, good luck. And then this man literally threatened to call the police and the RTA. And I was like, mate, like, I'm just really not sure what the police are going to do. Like, what, you think the police are going to show up to our house to tell us to put our bins inside our garage? Like, they're outside bins. Every single house I've lived at, we've always left the bins outside of the house, not inside of the house. Like, we genuinely were not doing it to be petty. He just asked us once. We were like, okay, like, you know, we'll think about it. And then we decided to leave the bins outside in our courtyard, in our space, on our property. So I'm just using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and just going in. This is just the only one that actually keeps my lashes lifted, but I'm just going in right at the base of the lashes. And I'm just using that to keep them lifted. So yeah, that was really funny. He threatened to call the police. Maybe like 2 weeks later, we get an email from our agent saying that they got a complaint about the bin, and this man had like completely lied about where we were leaving the bin. He said that we were leaving them like out in the open and that it was devaluing the land and the property and the complex. It was bizarre. And we ended up sending a photo of the bin to the agent, showing it where it was, and the agent was like, oh, that's fine. There must have been some sort of miscommunication. I'm just gonna go in with the tiniest little bit of bronzer, just on my cheeks there. Very short and anticlimactic story. So I'm just gonna, tiniest little bit here. But luckily this was like, we didn't live there very long. I think we lived there for like 6 or 7 months, and this was like probably a month or 2 before we moved out. I mean, I kind of wanted the police to come and just be like, so what's the issue here? And we'd be like, well, he doesn't like that our bins are sitting there in our courtyard. And the police would have been like, oh. I'm sorry the lighting keeps changing. Natural lighting will do that to you. So I'm just grabbing the tiniest bit of my bronzer, and I'm just gonna put this in my eye just to kind of like define the crease. It almost just looks like a little bit of discoloration that you've got here. Yeah, I just randomly remembered that neighbor story because I realized I never told you guys about it, and it came up in conversation yesterday, and I was like, far out, I need to mention this like interaction somewhere on my channel and tell you guys. I'm gonna keep my hair tied back in one of these little claws. They are the best. You just grab your hair and kind of like twist it, hold it up against your head, and clip. And that, my friends, is the completed no makeup look. I feel like it is so simple and subtle, but it just makes me look a little bit more alive and a little bit more awake. It is just for my absolute go-to when I want to look a little bit more presentable, or when I actually feel like putting a little bit of effort into my appearance for once in my life. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.